Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to make a simple outfeed table that also doubles as an assembly table and even a workbench. The whole thing will be constructed out of 2x4s with a plywood top and assembled using glue and screws. If you'd like to make something similar for yourself, I'll have plans available in the description below. I can start by making the top and the bottom frame. Now they're going to be exactly the same size, which is approximately 4 foot wide by 6 foot long. I can cut all these pieces to length and then start assembling them using screws and butt joints. It's pretty important to pre-drill these holes before driving the screws in. This way it minimizes the chance that the wood will split on the end. After I have the outside frame together, I can come back with 3 stretchers evenly spaced and drill those in from the side. Now I just repeated that and made a bottom frame. Once I had the top and bottom frame assembled, I could start on the legs. I set up a stop block and then I could cut 4 small spacers to length. I used these small spacers to raise the bottom frame off the ground a little bit. This bottom frame will be a shelf for right now, but in the future I plan to build it out with drawers and shelving. Next I could take a measurement of the height of my table saw and then start cutting legs to length accordingly. I used a clamp to hold the leg in place vertically, and then I could come back with a level and check it. Then I could pre-drill from the outside and run in a couple screws on each leg. Now I can come back with that same small spacer on the bottom and then cut another piece to length and put that on top of the frame, and this kind of sandwiches that bottom frame in place. This also carries any load applied to the table straight to the ground instead of relying on the screws driven in from the side on each leg. The second piece sandwiches in the bottom frame like I said before, but it also creates a ledge for the top frame to sit on. And here's a closer look at how the top frame sits on the legs. Then I drove some screws in from the side to attach everything together. Once I had the frame together, I flipped the whole thing on its side and added some leveling feet. Now these are really easy to attach. You simply drill pilot holes and then drive in the screws. Looking back, I probably should swap out these screws for some longer ones, just to bite into the wood a little bit more. With the leveling feet attached, I could move it into place and then attach the top. For the top, I'm using 3/4 of an inch plywood, and I cut it a few inches longer and wider than the base to provide a lip around the entire top. Now I can adjust the leveling feet on the outfeed table so it sits just below the surface of my table saw. And finally I could attach the top using screws, making sure to countersink them so they're flush with the surface. And with the top screwed on, the outfeed table is complete. Well, for now at least. Like I said before, I plan to add some storage and some drawers underneath, but for the time being, this will function just fine. If you guys want to make this for yourself, I'm going to have some plans in the description below. Make sure to check them out. And as always, thanks for watching.